Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to day two of the grief process. The question that you see on the screen today, it talks about what is the next steps in the process. So the word grief, we think about it as a very horrific word, and grief means love, sorrow, and pain, and mourning, and all those different things. And the next step into that is to be honest with yourself. And a lot of times people kind of just grieve for that moment or that period, then go back to normal routine. But if this has hit you so significantly and have really consumed you in a mighty way, I encourage you to go seek support groups, grief counseling, and continue to do grief counseling. Grief counseling is very beneficial to everybody. Being honest, emotion about your feelings, your anger, you're crying, you're frustrated, you're throwing things, you're yelling and screaming and shouting. All of those things start to surface up. Little ticking points and words and phrases that people use can set an alarm off in your mind. And those ticking time bombs will definitely regulate something that'll cause you to really say, hey, man, I really have to get some help. And the help comes for being honest with yourself. And when you're open and honest with yourself, you'll be able to come to a place where, listen, I have a problem. And if I don't correct it, I'm going to end up in a place that I don't want to be. And that can be very dark, it can be very consuming, and it can be very painful. So the next steps you want to take again, ladies and gentlemen, is seek counseling, go through support groups, do group counseling, get all the help you need. Reading grief books will really help. There's one good book that I've read. It's called Good Grief, and it talks about grief and how to deal with it. Grief is an ongoing cycle, but the truth of the matter is, what do you want to do from this point on with your life that can help you maintain your grief in that process? Okay, so there's a video I want to share with you all today. Since the webinars are not very long, we'll get right to the point, but the video is like about 3 minutes, so I'm going to get right to it. Stop sharing my screen real quick. This video you're showing today is about grief, of how to help a friend who's grieving. So here's a little something to kind of get to you, give you a nugget.
So what do we do about all the pain we see in the world? All the pain we feel in our own lives? And why does it seem like our best efforts to help somebody feel better always backfire? I've been studying intense grief and loss, baby death, violent crimes, accidents, suicides, and natural disasters. And I've learned something really interesting. Cheering people up, telling them to be strong and persevere, helping them move on, it doesn't actually work. It's kind of a puzzle. It seems counterintuitive, but the way to help someone feel better is to let them be in pain. This is true for those giant losses and the ordinary, everyday ones. Educator Parker Palmer writes, "The human soul doesn't want to be advised or fixed or saved. It simply wants to be witnessed exactly as it is." He's talking about acknowledgement here. Acknowledgement is this really amazing multi-tool. It makes things better even when they can't be made right. For example, somebody's struggling. Their baby died, or there's been a bad accident, or their mom got sick, and they're just sad. It's way more helpful to join them in their pain than it is to cheer them up. And here's what we tend to do instead. You have two other children, you need to find joy in them. Or, you know what you need? You just need to go out dancing and shake it off. Or, I felt really sad once. Did you try acupuncture? We're not really sure what to do with someone's pain, so we do what we've been taught. We look on the bright side. We try to make people feel better. We give them advice. It's not like this is nefarious. I mean, we try to cheer people up because we think that's our job. We're not supposed to let people stay sad. The problem is, you can't heal somebody's pain by trying to take it away from them. Now, acknowledgement does something different. When a giant hole opens up in someone's life, it's actually much more supportive to acknowledge that hole and let pain exist. It's actually a radical act to let things hurt. It goes against what we've been taught. In order to really support you, I have to acknowledge that things really are as bad as they feel to you. If I try to cheer you up, you end up defending yourself and your feelings. If I give you advice, you feel misunderstood instead of supported. And I don't get what I want either, because I wanted you to feel better. It's pretty rare that you could actually talk somebody out of their pain. Rarely does the admonishment to look on the bright side actually heal things for someone. It just makes them stop telling you about their pain. It's so tempting to try to make things better. When somebody shares something painful, it's much more helpful to say, "I'm sorry that's happening. Do you want to tell me about it?" To be able to say, "This hurts," without being talked out of it, that's what helps. Being heard helps. It seems too simple to be of use, but acknowledgement can be the best medicine we have. It makes things better, even when they can't be made right.
All right, everybody. That was a quick video to kind of give you an understanding about how do you help a grieving friend. And it talks about just being there in that moment, in that second, in that hour, just to basically understand what they're feeling and what they're going through. Just being that listening ear. And what was talked about is you may give a suggestion on some of the things that they should do and kind of get over that. But honestly, when somebody's in that kind of state of mind, being there and being vigilant and being there to listen and giving them that comfort to say, "Hey, I'm here for you. Whatever you need, the person may need space, the person may need direction, the person may need guidance, whatever that person may need when they're grieving." Be able to give some type of encouragement. And a lot of times they may just want somebody to be there to just keep them company. They may not want to go out. They may not want to socialize. They just want somebody to keep them company. Whatever they're talking about, whatever's going on in their mind, be there to listen to whatever they have to say. Okay? So that is all for today with the grief process. I'll try not to be too long because this can get very, very dark and get very sensitive. I kind of keep it at a minimum with this series and get straight to the point and kind of get off of it, because this is one of those topics that you'll start to cry, you start to boil, you definitely have grief outbursts and have all kind of mercy surfacing up. But I just wanted to give you an illustration of what that looks like, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I will see you back here tomorrow with day 3 with the grief process. My name is Minister Johnson. Have a blessed day.